Hi everyone, it's BDevine from DevineMiracles. Thank you so much for being here with me. I just made a video a few days ago about sort of losing energetic weight and how that had just happened to me really recently after sort of struggling for a while with the energies and the way things were, and attunements and attachments and the moon and all things that are going on spiritually. Sometimes we really hold on to stress within our body, and we also hold on to excess water and all kinds of things trying to protect us. And sometimes it comes from past life energies too. And when I was in the UK, that something was going on with me physically that sort of made me feel really bloated like all the time. And I finally cracked it and got rid of that excess energetic weight, and with that started feeling better about myself and how I was feeling as well. So I know a few of you were saying, how do I do this? How do I just lose this weight? Because a lot of the weight that you're carrying, if you are feeling like you've got a little bit of extra weight on you, a lot of that is protective weight. Now there is a way in which you can sort of really release this and really truly let it go and continue to move forward. And if it does keep coming back, or it keeps you feel it come back within you, then you need to do this again. Whenever the body is under some sort of threat, whether it's consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously, the body will tend to blow up sort of and try to protect itself, try to protect all of its organs and try to protect you. It's just how it works. For some people, they might go the opposite way, and when they're under stress or under strain, they just lose weight, okay? And people that gain weight just sort of go, I wish that would happen to me. But I used to be that way too. I used to be the sort of person that would lose weight when there was stress or things going on. But since I've become more and more spiritual over time, I find myself more susceptible to energies, other people's energies, the energies of the ground underneath me, the energy that's talking to me from past lives, the energy that I feel from whatever trauma's happened to the country that I'm in, or the place that I'm in, or the city I'm in, or the house that I'm in, whatever trauma it is, and I tend to pick it up. Most of my abilities come from feeling, and I've learned to work with this feeling that then becomes a knowing, or becomes a psychic vision, or becomes a hearing things as well, like spiritually. And it's always come from my feelings. So of course I would pick up feeling from places that I go, people that I meet. And it's difficult at times because sometimes we just forget to put a protective layer around us. We just think that it's always there, kind of thing. But also we forget to let it go. Now it comes from, for me, I spoke directly with Jesus on this, and Archangel Michael, of course. And I spoke directly with Jesus on this, and I'm going to do the prayer with you that I did. But what I wanted to do was just completely, just utterly get rid of it once and for all, without losing my abilities to be sensitive to other people. So although you're releasing a lot of negative energy, it's only the negative stuff. You're releasing a lot of cords to your time on that particular place where you are. You're releasing your cords on it. That's energetic stuff. Where the imprints come in with houses and situations and that, you want to be able to still pick up information or feel that sensitivity without it working on your body so much. So we want to be a clear vessel for the information that we're receiving. And we want to be able to work on our sensitivities, but not where our body is just freaking out, and really causing, what the most thing that you'll find when it's energetic weight is that your face will get fat and your belly will stick out for the most part. Sometimes you'll get trapped energy within your body, and we call it cellulite. This trapped energy, that's what it is, trapped pockets of energy. And you can get rid of all of that. sometimes you'll get it on your hips and thighs, and your hips are under strain as it is, so the more weight that we put on, it's 6 times more effects on our hips as well as we're trying to move forward in life. I find that my arms tend to get big. It's for me, it's the upper body that tends to be visible when I'm starting to put on weight, and it's not weight as in eating ridiculous foods, because I do not do that. It's not from lack of exercise, because I do get it. It's not that. It's energetic weight, and it puffs me out. And you feel uncomfortable. You'll feel like you get stomach cramps. You'll have sort of stomach disturbances. You'll feel like you can't get enough water or salads, and you're trying to ground yourself, and you're trying to fix yourself, and the body is still freaking out on the inside, on a subconscious level. So this is the level that we need to get rid of. Now, again, like I said before, you might go somewhere else, or to someone else's house, and suddenly your body will go into a panic, and we need to get it to balance itself. And so this is a really important, sorry, I've got hiccups. See, that's because I'm trying to get a point across, and it's something happens to my throat when I'm doing that. So we need to get to a point where we can recognize the symptoms going on within us, energetically speaking. We can recognize those things, and we can release those things, and we can take control. At the same time, we can still be receiving information from our angels and guides. We can still be open to sensitivities for our healing work, because it's very, very important to be sensitive or intuitive when you're working on healing too. So you can really sense what's going on within someone's body and why they may be going through certain things. And funnily enough, we often can't, it can be hard for us to see those same things going on within ourselves and fix them, but we can now. So the prayer that I sort of did, I wanted it to cover everything. I wanted to get rid of everything that was energetically causing a weight gain or discomfort in my body. Any kind of energy that was not my own. Anything that I'd picked up in all directions of time, or a past life that was reflecting itself to me at this present moment. I wanted to get rid of all of that. So in other words, what I mean by that is sometimes you may suddenly get a phobia. Or I've worked with people who suddenly started to not be able to breathe. They suddenly developed asthma, or they suddenly developed severe crippling back pain, or pains in their feet, for example, or a fear of drowning all of a sudden, or a fear of birds or animals or something like that, and it just came really, really quickly into their life. That is a past life reflection. That is a past life tie. And the what I've worked out about this is kind of interesting. When we reach a certain age in this life, the very age we were from that past life when something happened to us, the cells in our body remember it and start freaking out, start getting scared, and so we need to be able to cut that all away from us too, because that's just like really, that can be very debilitating. And I've seen people with sudden onset of illness who go for the rest of their life with that illness because no one's ever adjusted that or helped them to adjust it. So with this, we want to work on anything in all directions of time, any imprints, any psychic attacks, any attachments, any weight that we're holding on to, any responsibilities that we're holding on to, anything that's causing us to feel like we need to protect ourselves, and instead we're going to allow the angels to protect us. So we need to tell this to our body as well as we need to tell this to Jesus, okay? And I work with Jesus because the energy is so loving, kind, and healing. That's what I want to connect with. And I know that religions believe that Jesus belongs to them, but I believe that he belongs to everybody. He is unconditional love and healing, and we all have a right to connect with Jesus, God, Allah, whoever we want to talk to. And there's nobody that can take that away from us. But for this instance, I really would like you to try this prayer, working with Jesus. If you really don't feel comfortable, maybe Archangel Michael or your own spirit guide or angel, but I really feel this needs to come from an ascended master. It needs to come from higher up there to really wipe this out. But I have to tell you, when we wipe this out and we let it go, don't grab it again. Don't catch back onto it again. Be adjusting, adjust yourself and, evaluate yourself and check yourself and keep doing it, and you'll get through. That way you'll know, okay, I'm getting a really bad stomach ache. I know it's not mine. I'm going to ask it to shift and move on. Sometimes your body will signal you with physical symptoms when a spirit is trying to get your attention. So maybe someone who passed away had a stomach problem and they're showing you this, and they keep showing you the stomach problem and you keep ignoring it or thinking that it's your own, So we just need to be clear that we're removing this. This takes a lot of faith, okay? This takes a lot of trust in what we're doing. And, we need to really set this intention now, because your intention to talk to the angels, to talk to your guides, to go through healing, your intention is everything. So if your intention is, I'm going to try it, but I don't think it's going to work, then it won't work, okay? Your intention needs to be, I'm ready for this. I need this to happen in my life. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm just going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to let go. And it's going to work. And you know what? It will work quickly. By the next time you have, like if you do this in the evening, what will happen is by the next day, when you go and have a shower or when you go and get dressed, you're sort of pressing yourself in the stomach and it will feel like it can just go straight. It won't feel hard. My stomach has been really hard and round for some time. And as soon as I did this, I could push my hand right on in there. I could hide soap in my stomach. It just started to, instead of pushing the soap out, it could hold that soap in there now because it just presses in like normal. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to show you sort of how I sit here and talk to Jesus. Now you can use your own way of doing this. Okay, you can put your own words in it. You don't have to follow me. But as you're listening, that's enough in itself. If you hold an intention to, if you say to yourself, I don't really want to pray or anything, or I don't really want to ask, but if you hold that intention that my words will penetrate, then that'll happen for you too. Okay? So I put my hands in the prayer position. And as soon as I do that, it feels like I can take a breath. Okay? And this is just what I've been doing. It's something that I tend to go back to, so I feel like it's right for me. Okay, so I'm just going to speak it out, okay? Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for being with me, for guiding me, and for helping me to help guide other people too. Thank you for all of the blessings that you bring into everybody's lives. Thank you for helping us so much with healing work. And thank you for helping me to clear and cleanse and release anything that my physical body is holding on to, that it doesn't need to hold on to anymore. Thank you for removing this in all directions of time. Anything that is extra weight in my body, that is not my weight, thank you for taking that away from me now. As I ask you to do this, I also thank you for giving me a renewed body, for renewing the cells in my body and allowing those old stagnant cells and those old memories, those old feelings, those past life connections, those things that have been said to me since I was a child, those things that I've been hurt with, those people and places that made me feel useless. All of those things, I would like you to please take that away from my body now too. I'm also asking that you install a different protection into my body for me, so that I can still be sensitive and understanding to other people and empathic to other people and their situations. I can still pick up information. I can still open up my abilities, but that my body will not be scared of this, that my body will not reject things, that my body will not remember a very long time ago when I needed it to protect me. And I'm asking this to leave my body immediately. When I feel that I am being attacked in some way, psychologically, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, I would like to have a different sort of alert when that's happening. I don't want my body to alert me with extra weight or a bloated stomach or cellulite or anything else like that. I want to be able to have a peaceful feeling within my body, but an inner knowing when something might not be quite right, or when there's something that I need to pick up on. I ask you to please remove any curses, hexes, promises, contracts, past life issues, past life people that are no longer welcome in my life. I know that your energy, Jesus, is enough to heal and protect anybody. I know that my body cannot keep on doing this. I need my body to be free and pure and able to connect directly to divine spirit. Maybe my connections have been blocked in the past because of all of these things that have been going on within my physical being. I now ask that you remove any obstacle to my divine connection with all that is. And I also ask that if there is anything in my home or around me or where I live that is not energetically right for me, that you alert me to this so I can remove it from my being, remove it from my home, that you cleanse and clear my home, my surroundings, my street, my neighborhood, the whole town, the whole city, the whole world, that you enable yourself and all the millions and millions of legions of angels to cleanse and clear this entire world of that negative, stagnant, old energy and replace it with the loving, healing energy. My body does not need to absorb anything that does not belong there. I'm now asking for any cords to be cut to people, places, or situations that are causing a swelling or extra weight in my being. And I ask you and give thanks to you in Jesus' name. Thank you. And amen. Okay? So you can do that or something like that. And that is basically what I did. And I fervently mean it, I was sick and tired of it. And I fervently mean it to leave my being and not be with me anymore. And sometimes you might get, see when we get rid of energies that have been with us for a really, really long time, we can go through an emotional withdrawal from that. We can actually be a little bit upset as it leaves. But anything that's dead does not need to be hanging around us anymore. Meaning dead energy, Anything that we've let go of doesn't need to be holding on to our aura, trying to get back in, But we may feel that little bit of like emotion, or some people even cry as the release happens. This is a good thing. So please know that you are totally in charge of your body. And it needs to be in balance. And it needs to be in balance in a way that's right for you. Whether you're too thin, you can balance things out so you're absorbing nutrients properly. If you're too big, you can balance things out so you can naturally get more energetic and feel slimmer. The most thing that people notice for me is my face goes down. My hands, my arms, my stomach tend to swell. My legs tend to be okay. But that's basically where I will energetically put it on. So I hope that really helps you, and that you try it, and that you fervently mean it. Don't grab it back again and go, well, I don't know whether that's going to happen. Know that it's done, Don't consciously attach yourself to things, okay, where you're wanting it to happen or you're making it happen to you. Know that you're in control of everything in your life, and you can balance things out, and things can be just easier for you in that way. This will also clear a lot of weight that you didn't even know was there mentally. And when you're working on an intensive healing course with me, we will go through every little section of your body and clear it and cleanse it right out. And this can kind of jumpstart that that happening as well. It'll get things going for you. So it's always a good thing to do. Pray like that or talk like that to Jesus as often as you need to. I've been doing it at least 2 times a day. Not that particular prayer, but just talking to him. And I've found that it's made all the difference in everything that I kind of do, and the way that I feel about myself too, the changes in how I look at myself. Because sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and you've got a warped idea of what's actually looking at you. Like, I don't see myself in the same way you see me, and you won't see yourself in the same way another person sees you, and we can have a warped sense. So ask for your true essence also to be seen, the true light of you as a soul to be shining on the surface. And, it's irresistible. Other people can always tell when somebody is, walking in the light. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between that and someone who's constantly negative. And you can see it all on their face, and in their eyes too. But I believe that every single one of us can have complete healing from anything. And we just have to work out a way in which we word things, and say things. And always, again, whatever we're thinking about, we're also bringing about into our life too. And there was a really good song lyric by Creed, the band Creed. And they said, what consumes your thoughts controls your life. And I've always thought that was exactly right, for everything that I do too. So I really hope that this energetically helps you. I want to hear some of you guys' stories and what's been happening to you. And if you do need assistance with intensive healing or a mentoring, someone to be your mentor, someone to help you through, someone to talk to, please know that I'm also there for you at any time, okay? So until the next video, lots of love to you all, and hopefully this works for you. I'm putting all that intention that it will out there, and it's goodbye for now. Bye.